Hello.
Welcome to another episode of Friday Nights in the Cigar Lounge.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Hopefully you guys have liked the last two videos. Yeah, exciting.
Even if you didn't, it's okay.
Yeah.
We're still gonna do them.
Yeah, we're still new to this and we're still getting comfy. If you guys notice, I'm sitting on a heating pad. I messed my back up at work, so I'm trying to get all comfy here. Did you order it?
No.
Oh.
Nah, I'm not anymore.
I'll order one.
$1,400.
Alright. We're talking about ordering another mic because the one that I have used to be connected to my computer, but it's now connected to my phone so you guys can hear us better. So I'm going to order another one to connect back to my computer so we can get better sound. We get sound perfectly fine with the computer, but I think it just picks it up like better and crisper when you have a microphone. So yeah. So do you want to start it again this week, or do you want me to?
What did I say last time? It's just Friday nights in the Cigar Lounge.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of Friday Nights. I don't care.
I don't care either.
Are you like ready to go?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Do you want to start it, or do you want me to?
Could start this week.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Friday Nights in the Cigar Lounge. And for this week's episode, we are going to talk about current events. But before I rush into the episode like I did with last week's, would you like to share with everybody what kind of cigar you were smoking?
Tonight I am smoking a Diesel Whiskey Bro. It's the sherry cask. It's first time I'm having it. I think I've had it before. I don't really remember it. I'm not really a big fan of Diesel cigars, I guess. I only had a few. I'm trying to branch out though and try different stuff. So hopefully I find a Diesel cigar that I like. I do have the Diesel Whiskey Row ashtray and lighter, which I thought was really cool. I'm a big fan of different types of whiskey, so it just stuck out as something neat to have as a cigar smoker. Yeah. She bought this for me actually. Yeah. It wasn't for anything, I don't think.
I know, it wasn't for anything. He gets these magazines, like when you buy cigars and stuff, you get these magazines in the mail. And there was one that came in the mail and he was flipping through it and he's like, oh, look at this, it's really neat. And just because I love him and I wanted to do something special, I bought him the cigar tray, and it came with like a barrel lighter, didn't it?
You bought them separate.
Okay.
They were two individual things.
Oh yeah, they were, yeah.
But yeah, I'm smoking a Diesel Whiskey Row. I think I had the lighter one on another previous episode, but we'll try this one today, see how it tastes, and go from there. And to drink, I'm back to my usual. I have the PBR whiskey. I'm not quite halfway through it yet, but I think after today's episode I might get there. The PBR whiskey mixed with my Cherry Coke Energy. And then once I run out of that, I brought out an RC to mix with my PBR. No beer tonight.
Yeah, and I'm drinking Dr. Pepper tonight. No alcohol beverage for me. So let's jump into this week's episode of current events. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm getting like so distracted. We have like
Little spiders.
little spiders and
It's on your
ants on this table that we're recording on. Like, well, our table's an outside table, so obviously.
It's been outside the last few days and we haven't used it, and it's been raining and just.
So I'm like
there's
distracted
bugs,
by all
which
these
is expected.
bugs going around here.
That's why I told you not to put your pillow on it.
Okay. Anyways, so I'd like to first start off by saying I don't know if if you live in a state right now that is open, but
Or still on lockdown.
or still in lockdown. Us in Wisconsin just fully reopened again.
They basically the Supreme Court overruled the governor and said it was unconstitutional to have us on lockdown. So as of what was it, last Friday?
Yeah.
Last Friday?
Yes.
As of last Friday, they said that it was unconstitutional, so they struck it down. And as of that 10 o'clock on Thursday, I think it was,
Yeah.
bars actually started reopening, and they said that basically no rules, and it's up to the county to decide if they want to open or not. And I think there's only 2 right now in Wisconsin that are still on lockdown based on counties, and that was Milwaukee and Dane County, which is Madison.
Yeah.
So the bigger counties that have a lot more people are still on their safer at home order.
And like I understand a lot of places obviously need to reopen because when you're a small business, you obviously need that income. But I'm telling you, the pictures of these people in jam-packed in these bars were just, it was nuts.
Well, it was back to like what it was before anything happened. Like, no one's wearing a mask. People are really close together, and if they want to risk their lives to do that, that's on them. I mean,
It was just crazy.
eventually we're going to have to reopen, and people who are worried can stay home, and people who aren't can do what they want.
Yeah. But we were recently talking about that there were a few states that they never shut down.
I don't know if they never shut down. Maybe it was just a less strict. I don't remember for sure.
Yeah. But we're completely open. I think there's a couple other states that are completely open.
Texas started it, I think, slowly reopening.
Yeah.
You know, Illinois is in their phase
Yeah,
plan.
in their phases.
Everyone's doing phases, but Wisconsin was just like, screw it, let's just go full force, reopen.
Yeah, and just before we came out, I follow Rachel Hollis on Instagram and on her social media accounts, and I was watching a video that she put out saying that she's now been in the stay-at-home isolation now for 11 weeks, and she just wants out.
But is it voluntary? She's like doing it voluntary? Because she lives
No.
in Texas.
Oh. No, she does.
Is it something, that's what I'm saying, and maybe she's doing it just to be an example.
Or maybe in the county she lives in, they're not open yet.
Yeah, maybe.
Because she's not, like she was saying, like she's not saying that she's not grateful that she's not home with her kids. It's just that she's just ready to get out. And I feel like there's probably a lot of people that are out there that are also like her that have now been at home for 11 weeks that just want to get out and go to a restaurant or just have like interaction with other people. And I was talking to him today, right before he came out too, that when this all happened and the states started shutting down and people were getting worried and everything, our work never shut down.
Shut down for a day.
We shut down for a day and then we opened back up. So life for us never really changed.
It changed as the fact that we weren't able to, like, sometimes we would go out to the mall or go out to a restaurant, but other than that, I mean, we still work to do this all.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we sit at home, we go fishing, we don't really do too much outside, we don't go to bars too often, so it didn't really affect us all that much, but obviously, I mean, it affected us because we're not going to see our family that live in Illinois, so things like that. We haven't seen our family since March.
Yep.
So it's just things like that, so it has affected us in that way, but
in that way,
not in our day-to-day life of living in Wisconsin.
Yeah, not like, I don't think it's affected us like it's affected many of the people out there that obviously
out of jobs.
That are out of jobs and their kids are at home. And I think I read today that like they're gonna, when school comes back, they wanna bring kids back to school, but then they're gonna have like regulations on kids being in one classroom and being so far apart from each other, and it just...
Well, they even talked there's some places that are even talking that next school year might be canceled, or at least delayed to start.
Yeah, it's just crazy. We live in very crazy times. I know, that's a really big bluebird.
Blue jay.
Did you... Sorry everybody, this blue jay is fighting...
This is a current event.
This blue jay right now is fighting with a cardinal.
Sparrow. Is it?
Yeah,
with the
he's
cardinal
fighting...
and then the sparrow?
No, it was a cardinal.
Probably the blue jays are mean birds, though. They'll attack like the eggs, try to get the eggs of the other birds. Could also, fun fact about blue jays, they could sense peanuts from a mile away. I think it was a mile away. It may have been, it was something ridiculous. Like, we throw peanuts out on our deck for the squirrels, and there goes the blue jay.
Yeah, if you have followed me along my podcasting journey, I actually have a podcast called Feeding the Squirrels, and I talk about how we throw peanuts out to our squirrels, and on some weekends the blue jays just come and they don't just take one, they swallow like four of them.
They swallow one and then take another, or what they do is they pick up the peanut and they drop it on the ground, and they could sense like if the peanut inside is bigger. So they go around to all the peanuts, pick them up, drop them, feel however they do it. I don't know, the vibrations or however they figure it out.
They pick like the best ones.
They like shake it around and drop it, and then they pick the biggest ones. I don't know how they do it. And we're back.
Okay, sorry, I had to delete some stuff off my phone because
this video and podcast are going to be a little choppy.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to the podcast, well, you won't hear this because it's not recording yet.
Yeah.
But if you listen to the podcast, you'll know why it's choppy if you watch our video.
Yeah, because first my mom called, and then it's like, oh, you have no space, and now I'm going to have to go back and delete stuff off my phone because I have no space in my phone for like anything. So let's try this again. And we're back. Officially. Sorry, everyone. I had to stop because my mom...
You don't need to explain it. It's okay. We had to stop. If you're interested in seeing why we had to stop, the video captured most of it.
Yeah. You can go to YouTube and watch our behind the scenes video because it captured it all. So, we were talking about the birds and current events.
Birds and the bees.
So, is there anything else current event-wise that you want to share and talk about?
There's a lot of current events we could talk about. Like my car.
Yeah.
So my car broke down yesterday. We were in Madison, and on our way home it died. So we had to take an Uber from Madison back to where we live, and it's about 35 miles away. Which I thought the Uber would be a lot more expensive, but it was only like $50, so it wasn't too bad, 50 or 60.
Yeah.
But then I had my I had my car towed. It was covered under my insurance, so that was fine. And it was towed to the dealership. And I just got the call probably 20 minutes before starting this video that, oh, my exhaust manifold, they need to replace, because if they unscrew it to get to what they need to get to, it'll break down, or the bolts will break, so they'd have to replace it. My tires are wearing down, which is it's not a lie, they are wearing down, but they're nowhere near as bad as they can be. My spark plugs, they said they recommend replacing. So, and then my O2 sensor, air intake sensor, whatever it's called, is bad. I know that one. I knew that was defective, and that was actually something I was going to replace myself, but I just didn't get around to it. I actually bought one, but it was the wrong one, so I was going to buy another one, but again, didn't get to it. So the car broke down. Dealership called me today and quoted that it was like $750 for the exhaust manifold, and then $550 for my oxygen sensor. Then it would have been another $500 for the spark plugs and another $500 for the tires. So, I'm just getting one pulled over on me, to say it nicely. So I'm having them actually fix my exhaust manifold and my O2 sensor. So it's going to be about $1,400 to fix, which is unfortunate, but whatever, I'll do it. And I vow that this is the last time I'm putting money into this car, like a lot of money. If I can do it myself, I'll do it myself, but this is if anything major goes wrong with this car again, then I'm going to just put that money towards a new car. So that's my little rant, because I was a little frustrated, and that's why I said I'm probably going to drink a little more of this whiskey tonight. Yeah. It's nothing bad. It happens. I have money saved up for situations like this, but I don't like spending the money on situations like this.
Yeah.
But that's what it's there for, I guess. So, but I won't get my car back until, Tuesday they'll start working on it. So I might not get it back till Wednesday or Thursday of next week, since Monday is a holiday. And they don't work on the weekend either, so, which is fine. I don't really need it or anything. But that was interesting last night.
Yeah,
having a breakdown and then having to take an Uber. Met a friendly family that came out and tried to help me. The husband had a little reader for the car, and he actually kind of guided me into what the issue might be. So that's why I didn't have them change the spark plugs or my tires, because that's just added that they're just trying to get more money from the dealership. But they, like I said, this family tried to help. They offered us drinks while we were waiting and for our ride and everything. And then it was funny, we got in the Uber before the tow truck game for my car, so I was supposed to leave the keys inside my car, but I didn't trust that. But for some reason I trusted this wife and her husband to just take my keys to my car, like complete strangers. Like, that could have went so wrong, but the car was dead, so if they wanted it, by all means take it. But it's just funny that I kind of just handed the keys over to complete strangers. Like, now that I look at it, it was kind of stupid. Yeah. But I would have rather left it in, I guess, with them than just in the car for anyone to take. Not that people would have, but I don't know, it was just more of a sense of, what's the word, sense of
Trust.
ease,
Yeah.
trust, that with these people, just from talking with them, they have a family with a little girl, or I think they have a little girl, but I don't know why I put my trust in them, but I did, and it worked out because they gave the keys to the tow truck driver and they towed it to the dealership, so it all worked out in the end. I actually am I was thinking about it, I haven't talked to you about it, but I might get a card and actually send it to them, and like, thank you for such an inconvenience, or
How do you know
something.
their address?
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm not gonna say it, but I remember where, because I looked at the
I
address.
think I have it on my Uber too.
I looked at the address when we left.
Well, I was gonna say I think
So
even on
I'm
my
gonna
Uber
send them
thing,
a little, just a thank you card for. They didn't need to come out and help us or
Yeah,
offer
but they
to
did.
help us, but they did. So it's just those little acts and kindness gestures and stuff like
Well,
that.
I even think I mentioned too, like, even during these times, when you see somebody struggling, you want to be able to reach out and help those people, but because of the strange world we're living in, you fear, oh my gosh, what if they have the virus, and you just like have all these thoughts. But it was nice for them to reach out and try to help us.
Then we had a nice Uber driver who was
Oh, yeah.
really friendly and had some good conversations with him.
Yeah.
So it made a relatively crappy night
Yeah.
bearable.
And another current events. This week at work, I hurt my back, so now I have a sharp pain in the bottom of my back. So I either strained a muscle or pinched a nerve, but I think it was from bending down to put bottles into a pallet at work. So yeah, it's been a interesting week.
It has been. And I'm just going to say this now because my brother's birthday is on the 27th of May, and usually we get together, but I probably won't be seeing him. So happy birthday. I don't know if you listen, but I know you follow us and everything, so if you listen,
Yeah,
happy birthday, because this will come out the Friday after your birthday, so if you are listening, happy birthday. I will be sending a card.
Or
Which you should get before you see this, but
or if your girlfriend listens, because she also follows us, you can let him know to either listen or just tell him that.
or just have him listen to this part.
Yeah, that he said happy birthday. Yeah. Because I just recently also too put out a episode saying congratulations to all the graduates too, because this year looks different for anybody graduating. You're not graduating with your friends or walking across the stage, and you're doing it virtually, or the principal's coming to your house, and it's just strange times, everyone, strange times.
But we'll get through them, and everyone in however long this takes to get through,
Yeah.
we'll get through it, and people will come out better, hopefully, and things will go back to normal
I
at
mean,
some
obviously
point.
it's going to be weird at first, and I think eventually everything's just gonna go back to normal, like nothing ever happened, and we can just get back to living normal life.
And side topic, we talked about it in the summer nights. The drive-in is open. We
Oh,
were
yeah.
talking about that we would miss it this year because we
Okay.
thought we didn't know Wisconsin would open so quick. But the drive-in in the Dells is open.
Yep.
Unfortunately, they're not playing really good movies this weekend. But I mean, there's not many that have been released, so I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
But we will be at the drive-in soon, which will be fun.
I mean, even if you listen to our podcast, maybe we'll do like a video or something and share it on our YouTube channel of like us going and like
Friday nights at the drive-in.
yeah.
So it would most likely
Instead
be
of
Friday
doing like an episode, because that'd be a little weird to be sitting in our car and doing an episode at the drive-in.
We'll just do a little video.
We'll just do like a little video
Take pictures.
and show you guys, and maybe we'll upload it on YouTube just to show you guys what our drive-in looks like and all the fun stuff of doing that.
Enjoy the drive-in. If you could see a little glimpse of the drive-in, if unfortunately you're still on the lockdown or
Yeah.
anything and can't do that, then gives you a little taste.
Yeah.
Hopefully in a good way.
Yeah.
Not trying to piss people off or anything.
Right.
Any other?
Let's
What else
talk
is
about-
going on in our lives?
Let's talk about how it's gonna rain this whole next week.
Yeah, we got a 3-day weekend from work, and it basically all weekend is supposed to rain. But they said it's supposed to rain all day today, and then
Yeah, and it did.
it rained a little bit earlier. But it seems pretty nice. It's a little gloomy, but nothing. It's not
Nothing too
raining.
bad. What else is going
They
on?
redid our parking lot.
Yeah, they redid our parking lot, and that looks nice.
We still technically can't park in it, but I don't have a car, so
I have
that's
to show
okay.
you.
You can park in the garage.
I'll show you guys. Oh, got my hand in the way. Sorry, everybody. They redid our parking lot. It looks great. It's really nice.
Still have to paint the yellow lines and stuff for the parking spots, but probably won't get to that till next Tuesday now, based on what we're seeing.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think they thought it was gonna rain, but it's not raining. So, yeah. Anything else going on in our lives that we want to share?
Not really.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Got the intro coming down.
Yeah, I see that. We have inchworms that are coming down from our trees.
Silkworms.
Silkworms that are coming down from our trees. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for current
There's one right
events.
here. They're all over. There's 2 already.
Yeah, I know. They're all over the place. So, you guys, after you listen to this episode, want to share with us anything, what states you guys live in, what's going on in your states, how they're reopening, if they're not reopened, what your day-to-day life looks like, what your mayor or governor of the state has for you guys for rule-wise. Just share with us kind of what's going on with your current events, and let us know, because like we said, here in Wisconsin, we're pretty much open back up.
We're open, but I mean, it's still weird.
Yeah, it's still weird.
Like, people are a little standoffish, and
Yeah.
you still have
I think
the
that's
social distancing.
Certain restaurants are still, when people come in, they're seating people every other seat, and still doing things to keep people doing social distance from everybody. But yeah, feel free to share with us what's going on in your state, if your state's still locked up, if it's like if you live in a state that's kind of like Illinois that's doing it in phases. Yeah, just share with us.
Let us know how those phases are going, and if they're actually doing anything, or your opinion on. Let's just hear your opinion on this whole pandemic and the coronavirus, and what you guys think of it.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to hear others' opinions.
Yeah. All right. So we will see you all next week.
That's a wrap, but not for the video.
Yeah, we have to decide what we're going to talk about next week, because
Current events too. The sequel. Current events, the sequel. Come on.
we got to talk about what I gotta delete on this phone so I can videotape.
We should just get it. That's why you get that little handheld one.
Yeah, I know.
We're looking at little cameras so we don't have to use her phone.
Yeah, I'm using my phone right now to videotape, and it's doing obviously very well, but I would have to, I have to start deleting stuff. It's all getting backed up onto like a cloud anyway, so I could eventually start deleting stuff so I can make more room.
I'm looking at the Fimi Palm.
Yeah, it's like this big.
It's this little handheld thing. It's kind of like a GoPro. It's a 3-axis gimbal that you can turn it and it'll stabilize and everything. But it's meant for like action.
Yeah.
You could walk. You could easily video cast, and you can mount it to things, and it's unique. They have other ones. I forget the actual name. The Fimi is not a knockoff, but it's a cheaper version of one. But it actually has better reviews, and actually looking at getting it, and maybe if we get it, we'll do a unboxing video.
Yeah, we could do that.
Maybe. Just an idea. This is where you get ideas. This is where we throw ideas out, and if they're stupid, just tell us.
Yeah, just let us know. If there's anything when we're doing videos you guys like or don't like, just comment, let us know. And if there's any ideas you guys want us to, like topics you guys want us to talk about, let us know. And we are up to any opinions thrown at us to talk about. If you listen...
We'll go into even, like last week we talked about Star Wars. So we're going to start going into a lot more things like that too. We'll talk about different movies, TV shows. So if there's anything specific that you guys want to talk about,
yeah,
let us know. And if it's something that we know about and we can talk about,
yeah,
we'll gladly do it.
Because if some of you go over to my podcast and listen to them, there's a big difference between me and him talk, between when I talk by myself. When me and him talk, we talk about
everything and anything.
Everything and anything and just random stuff. But when you listen to the ones that are just me, I kind of take more in-depth topics and inspirational topics and stuff like that, trying to like encourage you guys. And I talk about things that have happened to me and stuff like that. So there is a big difference between me and him talking and me doing my episodes by myself. But when I got him to do this with me, it was something that we didn't plan on doing, and now we've just ended up doing it every Friday night. Yeah, it was supposed
to be maybe a one episode.
Yeah, one episode thing, and it just became every Friday
night in the cigar lounge. It was fitting, and I had a lot of fun doing it, so I agreed to doing it again.
Yeah, and I've actually got a lot more people. Not that I'm not upset about it at all. Had listened to the episodes with me and him more than they've listened to my episodes by myself, but that's because
it's getting you out there too. And
when you get two people talking and communicating, I think it's a little bit more interesting. So yeah, just even if you guys listen to the ones I do by myself and you want to throw something out there that you want me to maybe tackle and talk just by myself and do a podcast by myself, I'm up for anything.
And right now we're technically in the Cigar Lounge name, but if you're looking for her, it's not in Small Heights, Big Insights is the podcast where she uploads all of them.
Yeah.
But if they just say in the Cigar Lounge, Friday nights in the Cigar Lounge, that's the ones with me. Yeah. But if they don't say that, that's the ones with her. Give those ones a listen too. They're great. So I think if you enjoyed the In the Cigar Lounge, you'll enjoy listening to those too, and you might get a good feeling or inspiration listening to those.
that was so sweet. Sorry, that was sweet.
Wasn't planned.
Yeah, that was sweet. That was not planned, guys. That was sweet. Yeah, because I'll give you guys a backstory because I think I did a backstory when I recorded. I followed Rachel and Dave Hollis, and I was coming out of a depressive state and anxiety, and I wanted to change my life, and listening to them being inspirational speakers just lit this fire underneath me. And at the beginning of this year, I really got into my health and got into wanting to change my life. And I have a blog that's called Small Height Big Insight, and that's what I started doing to help with my depression and anxiety. And then I started doing my podcast episodes off my blog topics, and it helped me just get it out there and everything and open myself up, and people started listening to them, and I just felt like it was helping, and it was a big step for me to do. And then I started doing these with him, and that was a big step. And I enjoy doing these. I enjoy doing the videos now. I enjoy doing the podcasts. I enjoy just recording them, because to me, I'm just hoping that somebody will listen to one of my episodes and be inspired by them. And
that's all that matters.
And that's all that matters, is that I can touch one person out there and maybe change their life. I have an episode that's maybe like 2 or 3 of the first ones I did that's quitting smoking, and that one has the most listens out of every episode I have. And if maybe one person listens to that episode and it helped them, inspired them to quit smoking like it helped me to quit smoking, then that's all that matters to me. So that's why I decided to start recording and putting them on YouTube, because if somebody watches these videos and it just inspires one person and brings happiness to someone's life to watch these videos every Friday when they come out, that's all that matters to me.
It's funny, we're talking like we're recording a podcast, but the podcast isn't even going.
Yeah, the podcast isn't going. I'm just talking to you guys. Yeah, I should do a podcast about that. Podcast about making a podcast.
Ideas. See, this is where ideas come from. We just keep talking and let the video roll so you guys can see it, and we just get the ideas. And like I was even thinking, like going to the cigar lounge topic, I was thinking that the cigar I'm smoking right now, like I don't really talk much about it. I kind of just say the name, and because most of them I haven't smoked. So after I smoke them, I think I'll post a picture of the cigar and like a review, my personal review of it on my Instagram page before, like maybe the day before the video comes out, and say this is going to be featured in that video, and then it'll give my actual detailed review of it and whether I like it or not, or if it's something I recommend, or so I think I'll start posting that too to my page.
Yeah, and like I said too, if you guys like these videos and you want to see me record myself doing the podcast for myself, I can absolutely do that. I can put it on my page and maybe do it like, I think, separate from these videos. He can help me figure that out, but yeah, this is why we do it. So bring light to someone's life out there that you may not know needs it.
That, and even if, honestly, if no one is listening, or
Yeah.
if there's just one person, like she said, if there's one person, that's all that matters to us. If one person is listening to us and going through and listening to all her blogs, that's all that matters. If no one's listening, then we'll do it for ourselves, because it's something we enjoy doing. And
even if it's just my family that watches these and listens to my podcast, I don't care.
Yep.
You gotta do it for you and nobody else. So, yeah. Next episode, what are we talking about? Yeah, I'm still here talking
Current
about
Events, the sequel. I think we could do that until we actually come up with topics. Like, we could just keep talking about life and updates on the world, our world as we see it, and based on the news and everything that's going around. And
You could do that if you want to.
I'm just saying, until we
I'm trying to see if that.
bowling.
We could talk about bowling, because
I left my bowling ball in my car. It's in my car, and my car's at Nissan. Yeah, it's fine. We weren't gonna go. We could have gone bowling this weekend.
yeah, we could talk about bowling, because we could talk about how.
All the fun games we do.
Yeah, we could do that. You wanna? We'll do bowling.
How about games? We'll talk about bowling, bags. We'll talk about
Games, yeah, we
Games.
could do that.
card games.
Yeah.
Everything.
Tennis.
Video games.
All right. Thank you for listening to another episode of Friday Nights in the Cigar Lounge. So we talked about it, and we decided that for next week's episode, we are going to talk about games, like board games, card games, bowling, bags, video games, any type of games. So we will see you all next week.
In the cigar lounge.
Oh, you want to
No,
redo it?
it's
I'll
fine.
redo it.
No, it's fine. It's okay. They got it in the video.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine.
I can redo it.
No, because you weren't expecting me to say that, but I was just trying to throw something in there.
Yeah, you warned me. All right, guys, that's
That's a wrap.
a wrap.
Now we'll listen to it and laugh at ourselves and
You wanna
Fine. if I want to what,
close out the video like you always do?
like I always do.
Yeah, you're the one that closes it out.
What did I say last time? I don't even remember what I said last time.
There.
Thank you for listening. Well, thank you for listening and watching. This was another episode of Friday Nights in the Cigar Lounge. Check us out at Small Height, Big in Sight, and at In the Cigar Lounge. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.